My people, welcome back. Thank you for joining us, my fellow Nigerians. New Naira crisis. Violence spread in states. 3 killed, banks burnt. The growing anger over the cash crisis resulting from the Central Bank of Nigeria currency redesign policy boiled over on Wednesday as protesting customers tortured banks and destroyed automated teller machines in Edo and Delta states. The violence, which paralyzed the social and economic activities in the two states, also claimed 3 lives, while many others were injured during the riots. The protesters equally spread to Oyo, Ondo, Benue, and Kwara State as residents vented their anger over the scarcity of cash, which had made life unbearable for many Nigerians. On this basis, trouble started in Benin, the Edo state capital, after the bank customers besieged the state's branch of the CBN at 9 Akpakporopo Road to lodge their old Naira note around 8 a.m. Findings indicated that the people were calm as they waited at the gate for the officials to attend to them. Meanwhile, at some minutes to 10 a.m., a Helios van carrying some officials attempted to enter the premises, but the people stopped it in the belief that it was there to convey new Naira notes. The police officers guarding the office appealed to the people to allow the vehicle to access the premises, but they were adamant and attempted to invade the premises. On this note, the respective bank customers threw stones and sticks at the vehicle, and in an attempt to disperse the crowd, the police mistakenly shot a man. Customer dead, further inflaming the protesters. At 11:45 a.m., our correspondent also observed 2 corpses on the sofa Akpauba and the other in the Yuzulu, but the circumstances of their death were not clear. Okay, my fellow Nigerians, the development led to an all-out offensive from the protesters who attacked early on all the banks along the Akpakporopo Road. Okay, they also attempted and stormed the Sterling Bank, UBA, GT, Access, Zenith, Stanbic IBTC, and others, destroying their ATM and buildings with stones. To this, the rioters later took over the ring road and were throwing stones at every and any other in sight. Banks attacked at Super Akpabo. They attacked the UBA and destroyed a part of the bank as the workers fled their premises. The third junction was also blocked while motorists and the police team were prevented from accessing the upper Sobaba area. On this basis, so to restore peace and order in the metropolis, soldiers and policemen were quickly dispatched to the crisis zones and the Kotel Center to prevent a jailbreak. Also, members of the state of Edo State, to be precise, security network and the vigilantes paraded the street, demanding and dismantling the bad rock set by the protesters in different parts of the city. In Warri as well, in Warri Delta State, youth protesting the junction and the rejection of the old Naira note raised several vehicles backed in front of First Bank PLC, Access Bank, and the Union Bank branches located in the Urovowarun area of the Udu scene of the Warri attack. As early as 9 a.m., the bank customers started arriving in the area, which became crowded into a short time. But my fellow Nigerians, they grew retrieve after waiting for some time, without being attended to by the bank officials. They became uncontrollable and set fire to vehicles parked in front of the banks. Okay, it has been that no fewer than four vehicles were raised by the protesters in and around the Udu Express Junction and Oven area of Udu. The Punch gathered, and based on what you have gathered in line, that the protesters, who comprised mainly tricycle and motorcycle commercial operators, similarly attacked the ATM point before setting the bank hell on fire. The mob meanwhile blocked a section of the road before touching Access Bank and other banks. My fellow Nigerians, one of the protesters who did not disclose his identity said, "We are hungry and we are in a cash dilemma. No new naira notes and they are rejecting the old ones. People cannot eat, do business. We are hungry and people are dying and they are all saying politics." Okay, it has been also a fuel station in the area was set on fire for rejecting the old naira notes. There was tension following heavy gunshot fired by soldiers and the policemen drafted to protect banks in Udu, Eforon and Warri. Okay, on to this, the police public relations officer for Delta State Command, right at the face, could not be reached for the moment on the incident as of the time of filing this report. Oyo protesters meanwhile in Ibadan, the Oyo state capital, as early as 7 a.m. protesters started barricading the major road or to protest the naira and fuel crisis in the state. They also blocked the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, granting vehicle movement and commercial activities. On this basis, my fellow Nigerians, well, without wasting much of our time, our correspondent observed that the youth mounted roadblocks at the Iyo Road, Ikodi Gate houses, challenged the Lorong Sogo and academic areas. Other areas that we are blocked down include the State Secretariat, Poly Road, Sango, Mokola, Dubo, Orete, Challenge Biara, Total Garden, Bodije, Ujurin, Ilayele, Olugulore, Uboba, and Apata, all within Ibadan Northwest, and Edo local government area of the state. Based on what we've gathered in line with Punch, we were able to report that a similar protest which rocked the city on February 3rd was hijacked by suspected miscreants who set ablaze a police station and stole the station's plasma television set. They vandalized the branch of Woma Bank in the area and looted some roadside shops. Banks, public and private schools, shops and companies are immediately shut down for fear of being attacked. A protester stated, "I have never experienced this kind of frustration in my life." And he said, "I want to believe that the people in government are doing this intentionally. They have their target. They wanted to add to our suffering so that we will not come out during the election, but they have failed." Okay, motorists express worries over the development. Mr. Dapo Adeje said he was on his way to Lagos from Subo when he met the youth in the Iwo Road and they asked him to turn back. He said, as I quote, "I first met them at the Iwo Road and they sent me back, so I followed other vehicles to Old Ife Road. Luckily, I was able to get to this place." At this point, these guys are really ridiculous, and because they were carrying sticks and almost broke by my window screen, but he said he quickly reversed. This is getting serious. The government should do something about the incident. The last time I experienced this kind of thing was during the SARS protest. They shouldn't allow things to get to that level again. Well, a lot of Nigerians have really said their minds. Similarly, someone, Tawo, said he had been waiting for the roadblock to be removed from the road for over 3 hours. Meanwhile, the All Progressive Congress in the state has accused the state governor, Seyi Makinde, and the state chapter of the People's Democratic Party of masterminding the protest. A statement by the APC Publicity Secretary, Alawale Sadere, on Wednesday said there are all indications that the pocket of protest being witnessed in some major parts of Ibadan were coordinated and sponsored by the PDP government in the state with a view to frustrating the presidential rally of APC, which was moved from Tuesday last week and rescheduled for tomorrow being Thursday, as it became imperative for us to act in the mood of the election and the nation. Okay, although protesters on this basis, scores of commercial motorists took to the state of Akure and Ondo state capital and some other towns in the state in protest against the scarcity of the new Naira note and the rejection of the old currencies by commercial banks. My fellow Nigerians, it has been that the protesters barricaded the Oba Ada side road at the popular First Bank roundabout Alabaka area, chanting various solidarity songs and causing traffic logjam for hours. Linked by the gathering, which was less than 500 meters from the Akure branch of CBN, the banks in the area shiftily soft their doors. In Owo town, youth and market women also started a protest, blocking all the major roads and the halting vehicles movement. They also visited the places of the Olowo to present their grievance to the traditional ruler. The Olowo of Owo, Oba Ajibade Ogunnoye, appeals to them to be peaceful and avoid any action that could cause a breakdown of law and order in the ancient community. Under this basis, it has been that the monarch said this is no doubt a trying period in the life of the people of Nigeria, and I want to appeal to you all not, he said, to do anything that will break the law and disrupt the peace of the town. Looking their cantonment and their counterparts in their locations, youth, he said, of Otubo town in Benue State turned the Federal High Court along Otubo Enugu roundabout to protest the scarcity of fuel and new Naira notes. Alright, they blocked the vehicle and the highway with bonfires, leaving many commuters stranded for several hours. The police, meanwhile, spokesperson in the state, Catherine Anine, could not be reached for comment, but police said the youth were later dispersed. Similarly, there was a riot in Ilorun, Kwara State on Wednesday following the rejection of old Naira notes by traders and commercial vehicles operations. Alright, my fellow Nigerians, the protest started from the local market axis and spread to Loje, Alajare, Omode, and Adampa. Okay, Gambori, Gama, Alpha and Motor Park, Kilanko, Gary, Alimi, Yakuba, and the Kwara Polytechnic Azix of the Ilorin Metropolis. Motorists started the road as destroyed tires and set on fire, while commuters were stranded. Trouble started at the Oko Oluwo market at 10 a.m. on the outskirts of the state capital after disappointment over the rejection of old Naira note. It has been so far that a lot of reactions people are really saying what is really going on in this country. Also at Yakuba Kwara Polytechnics, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, there three Aziz comes were vandalized, while no fewer than 5 tricycles were damaged following a brawl between the commercial vehicle operators and some youth over the rejection of the old note by the drivers. Okay, it has been onto this matter, my wonderful Nigerians. The situation was meanwhile brought under control by the State Police Command, which drafted its men to various flashpoints. The State Police Command confirmed the arrest of 5 persons. A statement read by Kwara State Command spokesperson Akasani Ajayi said the Commissioner of Police in the state, Paul Adama, had ordered aggressive motorized and foot patrol of the metropolis. In his reaction, the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, expressed worry about the current situation and called for calm and perseverance. On this note, I have said on several occasions that the Ilorin Emirate is known for harmony. Let us, he said, resist all forms of temptations. Government at all levels are working assiduously towards ensuring that the hardship is curtailed. Let us meanwhile remain peaceful and gather. Together we shall overcome. Together we shall overcome this hard time. The chairman of Kwara State traditional ruler appealed. All his plea was not hacked into, and the state governor Malam Adamhulma Adariba, okay, in a statement by his chief priest secretary Raphael Ajakaye, okay, urged the people to meanwhile remain calm as well, saying we are in this together. In Akwa Ibom State, the police fired several tear gas canister to disperse the hundreds of